soon as we know, we'll announce visitor home for Tuesday. Fletterjohn. I'm trying to avoid sitting down and getting directly in the light.
Me?
Me.
Oh, I thought I was okay.
You're fine.
I'm good.
I'm trying to avoid sitting down and having that go right in my eyes.
I hear that.
Well, yeah.
Tuesday home game. Home teams will be Virginia and Ole Miss. Virginia and Ole Miss.
Okay.
You have that final Virginia name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
I'm sorry,
take
number
off to the
30.
side.
30 will be.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, sorry, I'll get it.
Yeah, a whole lot of that stuff. Usual stuff. That's my life's work.
So it's Kirby, Ricky, and Poppy, right?
Yes.
We might need to do the show together.
That's fine.
Can't talk.
No, I got somebody.
And what is? Can you spell the show me too?
I mean, I have no
Artie.
problems up in it.
Yeah. No, well, I appreciate that. And I might take you with
Okay. All right. Yes. You think it's Pappy?
That's weird. That's how you're thinking the name introduces Pappy. Not
Okay.
weird necessarily, but that's weird.
Well, we'll get it.
It's not. It's just Virginia and Ole Miss are going to be home teams.
Right, I
don't know
got
if you
that.
already know.
Can you double check with Virginia if it's Pappy or Poppy?
Yep, sure.
Yanko. As a reminder, cell phones, silence, and the locker rooms are open during this time as well. That was something that people didn't realize. The locker rooms are open, and everybody left. Hold on. Not the entire room can leave. You can choose to go to the locker rooms instead of wait for me. But I'm much more entertaining, I swear.
I feel better hanging around with you.
I knew you would. It's a bald thing. That's what it is.
Yeah. Playoff beard.
Alright.
That's a good look.
Bonnie, can you give me a box score, please? Box score. Box score for coach. That should be in the back. Representing Ole Miss, head coach Mike Bianco. Chris Ellis and Errol Robinson. Coach, if you'd begin with an opening statement.
It's a tough lesson you learn, in baseball. But we've learned it a few times this year that the team that plays best usually wins, and I thought they outplayed us tonight. Not by much, but enough to make a difference, especially in this tight of a ball game. So you got to tip your hat to Virginia. I thought Kirby was just tremendous, and we just could not solve him. Just couldn't catch up to the fastball. Just when we were seemed like we'd get to it, then he'd mix in a breaking ball or a changeup, but really just couldn't get to his fastball. But offensively, I thought Chris did a good job and pitched out of some jams. But they were able to, put enough runners on and finally get a couple timely hits. But proud of the way we competed. We just, if you're going to win here, you got to play a little bit better than we did today.
We'll open the floor for questions. As a reminder, you cannot videotape the press conference. Please introduce yourself and your affiliation before you ask the questions. Here in the front.
John Davis, Northeast Daily, Mississippi Daily Journal. Errol, for you, talk a little bit more specifically about Kirby, some of the things that he was doing to get ahead or just get the outs like he got.
Well, all credit to him. He's a great pitcher. Really he just stayed away. He dominated the zone and really kept us off balance for most of the game. And really did all the things that you would expect a great pitcher to do. So really all credit to him.
Next question. On the left.
Mike Bonner from the Clarion Ledger. Chris, seemed you walked the first the batter, and you seemed to get in that zone. How did you get past that first thing, and you seemed to kind of get in a little zone there? What was working well for you?
I guess Anderson making that dive and play kind of helped me get back in the swing of things. It seemed like from that point on, I was able to fill up the zone with 3 pitches and let my defense work behind me, and they did a great job. But I thought their pitcher just did a tremendous job, one of the best games thrown that I've seen in a long time. I felt like they just kind of deserved to win that game. They played a little bit better than we did, yeah.
Next question in the middle.
Shotgun Spratling with College Baseball Daily. Coach, what did you like about the matchup with Greenwood against Poppy and with the base open there?
Just he's been our guy, and we had already used Massey, and with Short left in the bullpen, I liked him. We were going to pitch him tough, and but he's really good. But you got 3 left-handers in a row, and McCarthy right under him, so it's not like you feel a little uncomfortable just pitching around them and walking them to get to McCarthy. I mean, we did that last time, and McCarthy was able to get a base hit, and you still got Fisher behind that. So it's kind of 3 guys that it's not the place that you want to be with the winning run at second base. And Aaron was close. Just a pitch away from getting out of it, but Mike did a good job of staying on that ball.
Here on the left.
Mike, I think through 7 innings, Kirby had 73 pitches. Was there a different approach or a more patient approach you maybe want to take going forward, or were you happy with the first 7 innings, the offensive approach?
You can sit there and try to take, but he's not the guy to take against because he'll just eat you up. He's a strike thrower, and he's going to be strike one a lot, and you almost pick your poison. You can sit there and try to take pitches and then put yourself in even worse counts. And, we chose not to do that. We chose to try to be aggressive. The problem wasn't the pitch count. The reason the pitch count was so low is because we didn't get any hits. We got 1 base hit. And so he walked 3 guys, and that's probably a high number for him when you look at his statistics. But, obviously he's lights out. He's been like that. He's thrown a no-hitter. He's thrown, I think, a 1-hitter. So he was just too good for us today.
Here in the front.
For both players, what were the thoughts? I mean, obviously, when you tie a game, you're going to feel good. The crowd was back into it there late when Pertog got the ground out to get it to 1-1. What's going through your minds right there? About, I mean, we're going to break through that kind of feel after struggling.
Errol, can you open?
It's really just about doing what we know how to do. This team is so consistent, and really it's the toughness that we built early in the season. To embrace the adversity and to come back late in the game. So really, it's just sticking with what we know how to do.
We've been in that position a lot this year, and we've come out on top a lot. I liked our chances going into it. I felt like Greenwood was doing good, and we had the top of the lineup up, so I liked our chances. But they just got the big hit, and we didn't.
We'll take 2 more questions here in the front.
John Gale, it's this Biloxi Sun Herald. Coach, not a lot of time, obviously, but what do you tell your team after a loss and then kind of regrouping and refocusing for Tuesday?
Well, it is a lot of time. That's one of the things we've talked about. Unlike most of the baseball tournaments you play in, if you lose that game, go to losers bracket, usually you're playing the next morning. And so it's not as big an uphill battle, because you have the rest. The guys that threw tonight, especially the bullpen guys, will be able to throw for sure. Back on Tuesday, but you got to play well. That's kind of what we've preached all week here. Is everybody's good, but you got to make pitches. You got to have good at bats, and you got to play good defense. And tonight, Kirby was tough, like we said, just unbelievable. But we gotta do a better job. And again, I thought Chris competed and did a great job and kept this the score intact, and Greenwood did that. But we got to continue to make one more better pitch than them. We got to continue to have one more better at bat than them. Today they were just a little bit better than us, and so you got to come out and play better on Tuesday against a very good Texas Tech team.
Final question. All right. Thank you, Coach Bianco, as well as student athletes. Good job. Texas Tech will be the visiting team against Ole Miss in the 2 o'clock game. Ole Miss has been designated as the home team at 2 o'clock. Virginia will be the home team at the 7 o'clock game versus TCU. For individual interviews, please contact Ole Miss SID Bill Bunting. Outside the room, we will have Virginia here in just a few moments. Once again, as a reminder, the locker rooms are open during the time period that we have the press conferences. Laura, can I have one, please? Thank you. Representing Virginia, head coach Brian O'Connor. He's joined by Nathan Kirby, Artie Lewicki, and Mike Pappy. Coach, could you begin with an opening statement, please?
Yes. Wow, what a college baseball game. Ole Miss has a terrific ball club. Ellis did a great job and a start with them. I was just really proud of our club in all areas. I thought our pitching was outstanding. I thought Nathan Kirby was really tremendous tonight, certainly in the 8th inning, those couple of walks. I'm sure he'd probably want those back, but, he did a great job of getting us to the 8th inning, and then Artie Lewicki came in and was really good and gave us a chance to win. And throughout the ball game, certainly we had a lot of opportunities. We had 7 hits. I don't know how many walks and hit batters we had, but we kept getting opportunities and just couldn't get that big hit to tack on some more runs. But I guess we saved it for the dramatic there at the 9th. Irving drawing the walk and then Pappy getting the big clutch 2-out, 2-strike hit. So happy that we're 1-0 and moving on. I'm just really proud of our club because, I thought we played really great baseball in all areas of the game, defensively, pitching, and offensively, and we'll be looking forward to Tuesday night.
As we open the floor, once again, please remember to introduce yourself as well as your affiliation. Here in the front.
Doug Dowdy with Roanoke Times. Mike, could you talk about the pitch and what your thinking was going up the plate? What were you concentrating on?
I mean, I had a couple of other opportunities earlier in the game to drive some guys in, and I wasn't able to. So, I mean, going up there in the bottom of the 9th, I was just looking for a pitch in the middle of the plate, something that I can cut in half and line to the outfield somewhere.
In the front once more.
Andrew Packer, Charlottesville Daily Progress. Nathan, you speak a little bit about just kind of your performance. Seemed pretty locked in, obviously, for 6 innings. Did anything change much in that 7th or 8th, when it got a little rattled? And just how do you think you did overall today?
My plan was just to make them beat me, and I thought I did a good job of that. But there in the 8th, I just missed a couple pitches, and you can't do that.
In the back, Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, Baseball America. Nathan, last week you kind of came out and they hit you right away in the first inning, and then it didn't seem like you ever got into a rhythm. How important was it today to get off to that strong start, and did you feel completely different today from last week?
Last week I left a bunch of pitches up, and they made me pay for it. This week I just wanted to completely turn the page and get out there and attack and force them to beat me, and fortunately for me, it went my way.
Here in the front.
Already 2nd week in a row, you got to come in a similar situation. How much of you are kind of embracing this role, and was this a little different than last week? Just kind of compare the two.
Like you said, 2nd week in a row, but it's a different experience coming out of the pen for sure, especially when you're accustomed to starting. But at this point, you need to do whatever you have to do to win ball games, and if coach is going to send me out there, I'm going to go out and try to do my best and try to collect outs and throw strikes.
Mike, could you I think you guys have left like 67 guys on base in 7 postseason games. Is there anything you guys can do to change your approach, or is it just luck? Is it just bad luck at this point?
Right. I wouldn't consider it bad luck. We just have to simplify our approach and just use our experience to our advantage and go into the box and just know that everyone has complete trust and faith in everyone, or the hitter in the box, that's going to get it done.
On the right in the front row.
Mike, John Davis, Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. Talk about what Chris was able to do to limit you when you had base runners on, like to get out of innings, some of the things he might have been throwing.
Right. Chris did a phenomenal job today. So did our pitchers, but they were very good with runners in scoring position. They started hard. They started soft. They mixed it up. They pitched backwards a little bit, and they hit their spots and they worked down. And when you do that, you're gonna get people to get under the ball or, not get quality contact, and that's what they did.
Here in the front on the left.
Yeah, Mike, getting back to the hit there at the end, not a whole lot of balls go over people's heads here. Did you think when you hit it that it was over his head?
I know when I got it probably as well as I could have, but I was just hoping and praying that it was going to fall somewhere out there in this Cavernous Park.
Mike, you've been a part of a lot of kind of clutch situations over your career, and you've come through. Do you think that experience helped you in a situation like that, or this is obviously the biggest stage you've ever been in that spot on?
Right. Overall, I'm just looking out and playing for the guys next to me. I'm going up there in the box. I'm trying to do everything I can to get the job done. And when we have two guys like Artie and Nathan who do a fantastic job and only give up one hit in one game, I mean, our offense really needs to put it together and get more run support up there for them.
In the back, Aaron Fitt.
You know, Mike, you've had a lot of big hits over the course of your career, but the emotion of this one, you know, at the College World Series, the walk-off, getting swarmed, how did that compare? And can you kind of describe that sensation?
I mean, simply, I mean, every walk-off is awesome. It's speechless. Like, you don't know what to say. But having it done in the College World Series makes it even that much better.
We'll take 3 more questions, starting here on the left.
Phil Stanton with College Baseball Insider. Coach, could you talk about the decision of putting Irving back into the starting lineup and the job that he did tonight?
Well, I thought Nate Irving was really good tonight. I thought he handled Kirby really well, and obviously Artie too. Nate Irving has caught Nathan Kirby all year long, so there really wasn't a decision, quite frankly. I did start Robbie Coleman the last 2 ball games, just on a really gut feel of something that I wanted to do. But this ball club has a tremendous confidence in Nate Irving, and you know, I thought he went up there and had some real quality at bats for us, and obviously the walk he drew in the 9th was the game winner. But you know, he's a great player, and you know, we'll continue to assess it as we go from game to game what we're going to do.
Along the right, in the front.
Coach Brandon Speck, Fox Sports. You get a win to open this thing up. Obviously, the path's still not going to be easy, but what does it do to get that first win? How does that set your path up for the rest of the way?
Well, good. You know, one, I'd tell you that only using two pitchers is a plus. You know, but this tournament's so different than anything we play in. Anybody plays in all year long because of the days off. You know, and what you potentially can do with your relief pitching. But certainly, you know, winning's better than losing. You know, and I'd rather be in that 1-0 game Tuesday night because it puts you in a great position if you can win the next ball game. You know, the other 2 clubs got to kind of fight it out a little bit to see who you to meet to go to the title. So certainly, I think it's big starting 1-0.
Final question here on the left.
Mark Giannotto, Washington Post. Brian, what were your emotions like during that 9th inning and during Mike's at bat? What was it like for you in the dugout?
Pretty calm and confident, quite frankly. Kind of like these 2 guys pitched all night with, you know, really a calmness and a confidence. And you know, Mike Pappy's certainly had a great career here. He's gotten a lot of big clutch hits for us. You know, he's one in his career that has performed at really key moments for his team. So certainly there's a lot of confidence in our dugout for him.
All right, thank you, Coach O'Connor and the Virginia student athletes. Individual interviews can be set up with the Virginia SID Andrew Flenderjohn. Also, both locker rooms are open if you need to talk to either team.